Hello and good day, Welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast. My name is Pamela.
I'm Tim.
And we are from supergoodcamping.com. We are here because we're on a mission to inspire other people to get outside and enjoy camping adventures such as we have as a family. Today's episode, we wanted to talk a little bit about waterfalls. So places where maybe you're camping already and you just want to go check out the waterfall, or maybe you want to purposely make a trip to go and see the waterfalls. So we've listed some of the top waterfalls that you'll find in Ontario provincial parks. The first one is, and I apologize if I butcher anything, it's Kakabika Falls, which is nicknamed the Niagara of the North because it's such a dramatic 40-meter waterfall. It's the Ontario's second highest waterfall. And here comes the butchering. So Kaministiquia River plunges into a gorge which is carved through Precambrian rock. It's located in Kakabika Falls Provincial Park, which is near Thunder Bay. To get there, it's just off Highway 11 and Highway 17. There's paved parking, so you can drive right up. There are accessible boardwalks, viewing platforms, so you can see it. It's available right at the falls. Best time to go is in the spring, and this is true for a lot of them, just to go in the springtime because that's when there's the most runoff, so there's going to be the most dramatic water flow. And if you want to go in the winter time, you can see frozen, which is actually very Niagara cool. Falls. It's very cool to see Niagara Falls when it's frozen in the wintertime.
All right, next on the list, Stubbs Falls, which we are well acquainted with at Arrowhead Provincial Park. It's special because it's a lovely cascade where the Little East River tumbles over rocky ledges into a clear pool. It's peaceful, photogenic, and easy to reach. How to get to Arrowhead? So it's near Huntsville. If you know where Huntsville is, it's like minutes from Huntsville. 10 minutes, maybe. Not even, I don't think. Follow Stubbs Falls Trail once you're at Arrowhead. It's about a 2-kilometer loop starting from the main parking lot near Mayflower Lake. Or we had a site.
We were lucky to get a site. We fluked into a site that was not far from
Well, we intended to get that site, just didn't realize it was right beside Stubbs Falls, basically. We had to walk across a road, down a set of stairs if we were there.
It was pretty awesome.
Best time to visit is spring, obviously, for peak water flow, or autumn because there's lots of deciduous trees around, so it's gorgeous. Any tips would be easy hike suitable, which it is. For families, great picnic spot. And the park is also known for its winter skating trail and, again, fall colors.
So I remember, I'll just say I loved about Stubbs Falls. So I loved, it was fairly easily accessible. We went with the kids down at the bottom of the falls. It was kind of like, it felt like a natural hot tub where it was all bubbling and the water's all splashing down around you. And it was also really nice to go in the falls and then sit out on the nice granite rocks and where they were all warm from the sun. So that was really nice. Kids had a ball. We had them in PFDs just so that they were, like, if they're floating around down there, they were safe. And I will mention a safety concern around Stubbs Falls is that the rocks, especially like up above the bottom of the falls, are slippery when they're wet. And while we were in the falls, a little girl slipped and she went down the falls. And we kind of grabbed her at the bottom and handed her over to her parents. But that was scary, that she could have easily hit her head and had something much more serious happen.
Thankfully, we didn't freak out until after you grabbed
her. So just careful around Stubbs Falls. There was, subsequent to when we were there, somebody had a fatal accident there. And so get off that topic. The High Falls is in Algonquin Provincial Park. It's on the east side of the park. It's a powerful cascade that goes over Canadian Shield Rock, which is that's typical kind of Muskoka, Northern Ontario. We just love the Canadian Shield Rock. It's ideal for swimming in nearby pools and sunbathing on the rocks. So similar to Stubbs Falls, where you can get in the water and then you can sit out on the rocks and get warmed up. It's in Algonquin Provincial Park in the Barron Canyon area, so on the east side. You drive to Attray Campground and you can hike in the High Falls Trail, which is about a 3-kilometer round trip. Best time to visit late spring, again, for full flow, and then fall, you can see the fall colors, but it's a bit of a zoo around Algonquin Provincial Park in the fall because of everybody coming to see the colors. Bring bug spray in the spring because you will be inundated with bugs and the trail can be muddy after the rain.
She was being very kind by saying it's in the fall.
Bit of a zoo and a bit of a buggy mess in the spring.
You have to get permits completely off topic, but you have to get permits to go see the fall colors, which are awesome. Highway 60 is the main thoroughfare through the park, and that's where all the visitors go. And it is end to end cars parked on the side of the road. It's beyond anything. I see it every year and go, I still don't. My brain just can't get wrapped around that many people. Next on the list, number 4, Rainbow Falls. Rainbow Falls Provincial Park. It's a scenic waterfall flowing over pink granite into the Hewitson River, surrounded by boreal forest and Lake Superior views. Sounds pretty cool.
I think we're gonna have to make a Lake Superior trip at some point.
I think we should.
I keep reading all these awesome things about.
I know, but you don't want to drive that far.
I don't want to drive that far.
Uber? Win the
Uber?
Uber, yes. We'd still have to win the 649. I was going to say win the 649 and book a private jet. It's in Rainbow Falls Provincial Park, Rossport, North Shore of Lake Superior. You park at the White Sand Lake Campground and hike the Rainbow Falls Trail. It's about two and change kilometer loop. The best time to visit is summer for hiking and camping, spring for water flow. Yeah, it's a little cooler than we're used to way down here in the south end. I'm sure in the spring. Oh, bugs. It's Pamela's favorite. Tips: connect the trail to the lake lookouts for extra views. Bring a camera.
Next on our list is Little High Falls and Little Falls, which are in Potholes Provincial Park. It's special because they're smaller, remote waterfalls. They're surrounded by unique geological potholes that have been carved out by glaciers. And we saw those. Oh, what's the park that has the petroglyphs? What's the park with the petroglyphs again?
I don't know.
Petroglyphs has those geological potholes as well. So Potholes Provincial Park, which is near Chapleau, north of Wawa. To get there is off Highway 101, about 38 kilometers west of Chapleau. You want to go in the late spring or early summer for optimal flow, and it's less touristy and ideal for those interested in geology or for a quiet stop on a northern road trip.
I could have sworn there's another name for those potholes. Like I think there's a scientific name for them.
I remember them when we were at Petroglyphs. They called them potholes. Yeah.
What do I know? Next on the list, Henry River Waterfalls, Lake Superior Provincial Park. Lake Superior.
I know.
It's remote, and rugged falls are located in the northern backcountry of one of Ontario's largest and most stunning parks. Getting there, access via the coastal hiking trail near Gargantua.
Gargantua,
yeah. Oh,
it
requires a multi-day hike or strenuous day hike. Best time to visit: late spring or early fall for solitude and vibrant colors. It's for experienced hikers only. Pack poorly. Good words. Use your words, Tim. Pack properly and check trail conditions.
Yeah, so don't take on more than you can chew. And number 7 on our list is the Seasonal Falls, which is in McGregor Point Provincial Park. It's a charming little seasonal cascade that's located along the Old Shore Road Trail. While it's modest in size, it's a peaceful addition to a spring hike if you're going for a hike anyway. McGregor Point's pretty good provincial park too. It's near Port Elgin. To get there, you follow the signs from the visitor center to the Old Shore Road Trail. The best time to go is spring after snowmelt for the best flow, and it's a great area for bird watching and spring wildflowers. And I think spring migration is pretty cool down along that kind of area.
So just sort of all around planning trips. Spring melt is it depends. Ontario is a very messed up going through the seasonal changes, certainly in spring. So it's spring melt, so it's late April to early June probably is fair to say. And then when you get into the autumn colors, you're probably, I wouldn't say early September, probably mid-September into early to mid-October. Accessibility, some are actually pretty close to like a drive up, while others require a short or moderate hike, or which one was the Henry Falls? That's a hike. Trails can be muddy or slippery, so plan for that. Think about your footwear, sturdy shoes. Stay on the marked paths. Lots of people will dodge the mud. You're doing environmental damage, just saying. Park passes. Day use passes are required for most Ontario parks and can be reserved in advance via the Ontario Parks website.
Yeah, so if you're not necessarily camping at a specific park, like if you're at Algonquin, it's not that far to go to Arrowhead from Algonquin, I think.
Yeah, no, or if you're camping at Grundy or French
Kildare, I
River.
think, is also in the area.
Kildare's not terribly far, yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't get a day pass for Arrowhead to go see Stubbs Falls if you don't want. If you're,
I think you have to do a reserve. Don't hold me to it, but I don't think you. If you're camping, like if you're paying for camping in another provincial park, you have access to all the parks.
Yeah.
So it's like a day
There you
pass.
go.
I think you just have to let them know you're coming.
And in the immortal words of TLC, do go chasing waterfalls. Don't just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Although I think I messed up their lyrics a bit. Anyways, please do check out Waterfalls and give you something more interesting when you're doing your camping trip anyway.
There you go.
And we are going to be doing 3 more episodes after this one. So if you're listening to this one, we've got 3 more, and then we're going to take a little break for over the summer to go do some camping stuff.
Yeah, the podcast gets in the way of the camping.
So then we'll be back in the fall at some point.
We'll probably do some, I would assume we're going to do some trip logs. We'll certainly take a shot at it. So you'll hear us a little bit, but not much.
And you may hear different of us, not me necessarily.
True. We were, yes.
Maybe Thomas and Tim. Anyways, that's it for us for today. Please do check out everything on all the social media, and do reach out to us anytime if you have any questions or you have any input. We would love to hear from you. Our email address is hi@supergoodcamping.com. That's hi@supergoodcamping.com, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.